各位朋友，大家好，欢迎来到我的频道，我是严真啊。今天是2024年10月27号星期天，现在呢是美西时间下午2点43分，美东时间呢下午5点43分。本期节目给大家播报一则非常重大的消息啊，就是说前几天呢这个消息已经发布出来了，但是今天是开始上演这条活动啊。什么活动呢？就是川普总统将在纽约麦迪逊花园广场举行一场声势浩大的万众瞩目的这样一场竞选集会啊。参加的人呢都是戴着红帽子，穿着红衣服啊，举着红牌子啊，当然也有人也举着蓝色的牌子啊，简直就是变成了一个红的海洋啊，就是这样一个比较壮阔的一种场面啊，非常壮观的场面。那么参加集会的人呢，上台演讲的呢有很多名人啊，你像川普总统的这些支持者啊，在就是共和党内的啊，比如说伊隆马斯克啊，塔克哈森啊，还有维约克S拉瓦米啊，前纽约市市长鲁迪朱利安尼等等这些名人嘛，都会上台演讲。那么这场集会的开始呢，是在中午12点，就是美国东部时间中午12点啊。那么就开始了，然后呢，就是人们就是陆续进场，然后呢，就是开始就是有些人呢就开始登台进行演讲了。川普总统呢预计登台演讲的时间是在5点左右，那么现在呢是东部时间5点45分了，估计川普总统也差不多好上台演讲了啊。那么这是一场确实是非常令人鼓舞的，非常让人感到非常惊叹的一场集会啊，也是在还有9天的美国大选的最后关头的一场冲刺性的这样一场集会啊，让美国民众啊更加清楚怎样去做出这一个历史性的选择，是吧？你到底是应该选川普呢，你还是选卡马拉哈里斯啊？那么这就是今天的这样一个重大的事件啊，各大媒体啊都争相第一版头版头条的报道这样，并且都还做现场直播啊。那么我们打开的这个媒体呢，还是纽约邮报啊，纽约邮报的介绍，就是实况介绍。我们先看一下前面已经开始的一些事情啊，先介绍一下，然后呢，我们再回过头来呢看他的直播的实况啊。好，那么咱们来看一下一些实况介绍啊。26分钟以前，拉马斯瓦米谴责对儿童实施生殖器切割。生物技术企业家维尤克拉瓦斯瓦米谴责对未成年人实施变性手术。今晚我们要向美国同性恋者传达的信息是：你可以自由地和你想结婚的人结婚，政府不会阻拦你，但这并不意味着男孩可以在女子运动当中与女孩竞争，也不意味着你可以对我们的孩子实施生殖器切割和化学阉割，这确实是反人类的，是不是？这就是民主党所倡导的啊！你这是不是残害人嘛，是吧？这是在27分钟以前啊，维维克上台演讲的内容啊。拉马斯瓦米还称赞了特朗普是团结国家的人，他那特朗普实际上是想团结国家的总统。实际上，我们对此谈论 的还不够。他说，美国优先包括所有美国人，尤其无论是他们的种族、性别还是性取向啊。好，30分钟以前，麦迪逊广场花园因集会人数达到了上限而向这个支持者们关闭了大门，已经就是满了啊。30分钟以前，这个威克拉马斯瓦米说，纽约是一个摇摆州啊，这个就是还是这个威克啊，他说今晚这里的感觉不像是第2位的能量。纽约是一个摇摆州，他补充说道。回忆起与一位对周日的机会持怀疑态度的朋友的谈话，自1980年代以来，帝国州在历届总统选举中都没有投过红票，就是这个，因为纽约州是个蓝州啊。拜登在2020年以超过23个百分点的优势赢得了该州啊，就是这个。拉马斯瓦米呢还斥责民主党副总统卡马拉哈里斯，民主党副总统候选人蒂莫沃尔斯称他是因为种族和性别而被选中的啊。32分钟以前，这个特朗普支持者与抗议者在麦迪逊广场花园附近发生了冲突啊。这个34分钟以前呢，蒂莫沃尔斯与 AOC 一起扮演这个疯狂数字车。纽约人齐聚特朗普啊。35分钟，这个特朗普的女性支持者正在寻找一位可以与之一起让美国再次伟大的男人啊。有这样一个挺搞笑的啊。有这样一个女士呢，举着这个牌子啊，上面写着 "Looking for a man to MAGA win，MAGA with"。就是他想找一个这个保守派男士啊，来到这样一个广场，那个什么，借这个机会呢，想找一个保守派男士啊，也挺好玩的啊。39分钟以前呢，这个众议院议长麦克约翰逊呼吁这个纽约选民呢要彻底解雇查克舒默。这个查克舒默呢是这个县众议院参议院的这个民主党的这个多数党领袖啊。众议院议长麦克约翰逊表示呢，人们对拜登哈里斯政府感到厌倦，并热衷于在麦迪逊广场花园门票销售一空的机会上为特朗普投票。约翰逊表示呢，众议院是拜登政府对美国人民之间的唯一的防火墙，并声称众议院共和党人组织了民主党的觉醒美国最后一程。共和党议长呼吁纽约选民选举共和党进入众议院和参议院，并永久解雇查克舒默啊。这个查克舒默这个家伙挺坏啊。40分钟以前，众议院斯特凡尼克表示，他希望纽约解雇霍楚尔。这个霍楚尔呢，是因为这个纽约州啊是个民主党的州，这个州长呢，这个霍楚尔呢是个民主党的州长啊。这是这个斯特凡尼克发出的这个呼吁啊。这个1个小时以前，这个众议院这个拜兰唐纳德斯猛烈抨击卡马拉哈里斯花言巧语，说他甚至不想谈论自己啊。这是这一个这个共和党的这个议员啊，他叫拜兰唐纳德斯啊。这个1个小时以前，这就是这个特朗普的这个高尔夫球友，他称前总统是一位很有信仰的人啊。这个人就是说，川普总统是很有信仰的一个人啊。1个小时以前呢，就是前特朗普的顾问斯蒂芬米勒猛烈抨击拜登的邪恶的边境政策啊，声称这个他把这个非法移民当中啊，其中有一些这个罪犯放进来，强奸和杀害这个小女孩啊。他猛烈抨击这个拜登哈里斯政府所做的对美国人民所犯下的罪行，是吧？1个小时以前，这个特朗普的支持者纷纷来到附近的就是这个花园广场附近的一些酒吧观看这个集会啊。场外呢有数千人无法进入啊。 1个小时以前，这个纽约众议院这个候选人呢，他从那个埃里克亚当斯是一场灾难。这个埃里克亚当斯呢是现任的纽约市市长啊。1个小时以前呢，特朗普的儿时的好友啊，称哈里斯是一个魔鬼，他是反基督的啊。因为这个哈里斯呢，他说了一些话呢，是反基督徒的啊。1个小时以前，特朗普的盟友宣称呢，他们试图杀死他，因为没有什么东西可以阻止特朗普。这就是川普不是2次遇到暗杀嘛，是不是？就是说他这个人呢，就是抨击，就是说没有什么能够阻止他的特朗普，他比卡彭受到的起诉更多，他们试图监禁他，让他破产，甚至杀死他。好吧，这些都不起作用，因为他们永远不会停止为你而战。他说啊，就是这个民主党要把川普投进监狱，要让他破产，最后没办法，想把他暗杀了。这些都没有让川普停下脚步来，对不对？因为川普呢是为美国人民而战，也就是说他说的为你而战，是吧？1个小时以前，川普总统的支持者开始进入这个麦迪逊广场花园参加这个集会啊。这个一位喜剧演员呢打趣说呢，民主党看起来像这个更像这个弟弟党啊。这个人说啊，上次托尼播客主持人托尼欣奇克利夫将民主党比作吹牛老爹的排队，暗指呢说唱歌手肖恩吹牛老爹科姆斯举办的臭名昭著的 Freak Off 排队，据称该排队充斥着性虐待。我不知道你们怎么想，但我认为呢，特拉维斯凯尔西可能是下一个 O.J. 辛普森。他列举了左边的名人代言，包括这个埃米纳姆和莱昂纳多·卡西姆利奥。民主党每天都看起来更像一个吹牛老爹党，他讽刺到引得大家一大笑啊。2个小时以前，这个朱利安尼暗示民主党正在试图暗杀特朗普，他们尝试了一切办法，现在他们正试图想杀死他。前市长鲁迪·朱利安尼谴责对前总统特朗普的袭击，并暗示民主党正试图暗杀他。他说：“这真好笑，他们尝试了所有的办法，现在却想杀死他。”这是朱利安尼啊。朱利安尼随后表示，特朗普给我们带来了一个和平的世界，并补充说，拜登给我们带来了一场战争的世界啊。在早些时候演讲中呢，他注意到特朗普在麦迪广场花园举行的竞选集会的意见啊。这是这个鲁迪·朱利安尼啊。2个小时以前，这个麦迪逊广场花园的座无虚席了啊。已经这个挤满了人了。下午4点左右呢，警察开始禁止进入这座可容纳19500人的观众的这个会场啊，这个已经满了，没法再进人了啊。这是这个2个小时以前呢，蒂莫·沃尔斯就是这个民主党的这个副总统候选人啊。从呢这个麦迪逊花园广场的集会啊，盛大集会啊，他说这就像这个希特勒的1939年的那场臭名昭著的集会。现在这个民主党呢没招了啊，这个只好拿希特勒来攻击这个川普了啊，把川普比作希特勒，把川普比作这个纳粹主义者啊，只能是这样了，没话说了，对啊。特朗普在提姆·沃尔斯说呢，特朗普在麦迪逊广场花园举行的这次大型集会，这与1930年代在麦迪逊广场花园举行的大型集会如出一辙啊。这个希拉里·克林顿等其他的就是这个老婆子啊，其他的这个民主党人呢也是这样说，反正他们现在呢没别的了，只好就是用这些仇恨性的煽动性的言论去煽动仇恨啊，发泄他们的这种不满，他们现在只会做这些了。 啊。特朗普的让美国再次伟大运动的支持者涌入纽约啊，麦迪逊广场花园几乎这个坐满了，这是在2个小时以前啊。这是这个拜登哈里斯他们说从来是做不到的这样啊。2个小时以前，这个特朗普的律师阿丽娜哈巴誓言让自由主义者苦去吧，是吧？其中在新泽西的这个特朗普的律师阿丽娜哈巴在热烈的掌声当中登台，谴责对前总统的法律攻击。他对欢呼雀跃的人们说你们认为可以通过法律，他们可以通过，就是他们指这个民主党啊，认为可以通过法律手段扳倒这位伟大的总统，并指出这次机会已经激怒了一些我最喜欢的沼泽生物啊，那是沼泽生物简直是生气的了不得，但是没办法，是吧？因为你看他们是对川普总统前边提起了是多少个？是六七个案子吧，一共91项指控啊，并且呢，在这个商业欺诈案当中呢，还判了他的34项正罪啊，并且还判他这个5亿美元的罚款。哎呀，简直是就是想把川普置川普于死地啊！实际上就是这样啊。但是到目前为止，他们什么也没得到啊，什么也没有成功啊。这个哈巴呢还穿了这样一件这个夹克衫，他说呢，哈巴呢穿了一件闪亮的让美国再次伟大的这个夹克登上了舞台。他把这件夹克呢放在讲台上，说他穿这件夹克就是为了让这个自由主义者哭去吧。他这个补充道，我们将成为把羊赶进椭圆形办公室的人。哈巴发誓，特朗普会在选举日告诉哈里斯你被解雇了。这里谈到了一个把羊赶进椭圆办公室的人，这我给你解释一下啊，这个羊啊不是个羊啊，实际上他是来说的是川普总统啊。这个羊呢是 GOAT 啊，这4个字母呢当然组合在一起就是个羊，但是呢这4个字母是4个单词的这个手写字母啊，是这个意思啊。这个 GOAT 呢就是 Great of all time 啊 ，Great of all time 就是就是永远伟大的人，这个意思就是这个指的是川普总统啊，是永远伟大的一个人啊。好，这个3个小时以前，那个议长呢称希拉里·克林顿就是那个老婆子是一个病态的混蛋啊，抨击呢这个民主党是一群堕落的者啊，这个这是就是抨击他这个民主党这些人啊。还有这个人他说呢，这个希拉里·克林顿是一个变态的混蛋，对吧？真是一个变态的混蛋，整个民主党都是一群堕落者。这个人叫罗森伯格，在这个花园广场上登台演讲，是吧？再就是马嘎的这个艺术家在舞台上现场作画，你看大家看一下啊，这是马嘎的一个艺术家。画了这一幅油画呢，就是这个你看川普总统抱着这一个大楼，这个大楼好像是应该是帝国大厦啊，反正是纽约的一个非常著名的地标性建筑啊，建筑大楼啊，这个他这个人做的这幅油画啊，3个小时以前，这个马嘎喜剧演员抨击这个卡马拉哈里斯的支持者，民主党看起来更像是弟弟排队啊，弟弟排队啊。在3个小时以前呢，那3位朋友从坦普飞来参加这个川普总统的这个机会，他们说这是千载难逢的机会。你看这3个人呢，都是从外地坐着飞机啊，到这个赶到纽约去参加这场这个机会啊。这个再就是这个3个小时以前，特朗普总统的这个麦迪逊广场花园的机会在祈祷和国歌声中开始。麦迪逊广场花园的特朗普机会以祈祷和国歌拉开帷幕。前总统特朗普预计还要几个小时以后才能开始演讲。这是3个小时以前发出来的帖子啊。还 还有这是4个小时以前，你看这好像是一家人啊，都来参加这个集会啊。4个小时以前，麦迪逊广场花园的故事，皇后区球迷来见大老板啊，这个人就是过来这个参加这个集会，支持川普总统是吧？这3个小时以前，这个 MSG 的故事啊，想感受一下能量，这是康涅狄格州的一个居民赶过来参加，你看这个川普2024是吧？4个小时以前啊，这个是中生这2个人，中生是民主党人，转向了这个特朗普啊。从事仓库管理工作的克里斯托弗·弗朗哥和他的兄弟彼得从迈阿密飞过来参加这次集会。你看这些人啊，实际上这次集会呢，不仅仅是纽约人，可以说是来自于全国各地的啊。这个4小时以前，这个特朗普集会啊，纽约集会人群啊，麦迪逊广场花园这个支持者，花园外支持者缺少厕所而愤怒啊，这些人都找不到厕所是吧？这个厕所根本不够用，他们你看排着队拿着这个座位坐着一步一步的往前挪是吧？4个小时以前，这个特朗普让美国再次伟大的这个集会以前，人们开始进入这个麦迪逊广场，这是4个小时以前啊，就开始这个集会进入了啊。4个小时以前，关于特朗普的麦迪逊广场集会的纽约集会，你需要知道的一切啊。这个前总统唐纳的特朗普将返回他的出生地，并于周日在这个标志性的麦迪逊广场花园举行大型集会啊。以下是选举日前9天发生的重磅事件之前你需要了解的一切。集会什么时候举行？就是这个下午5点多啊，那个川普总统下午5点多这个将开始这个演讲啊。5个小时以前呢就开始排队了啊，排队进行这个进入啊。好，那么这些呢，咱们就看到这里，这是前期的这样一些介绍啊。那么现在呢，咱们就来看一下这个现场直播的这样一些视频啊。这个可能时间会要长一些啊。朋友们可以进行观看啊。好。
Our kids are counting on us to protect Arizona's precious water resources. Elenia Aguilar.
Have we lost our minds? We have the.
好，这已经是开始了很长时间了啊，咱们不妨从前面开始看起，是吧？好，咱们可以让它快的进去啊。
Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do, is protect the vote. Keep your eyes open, because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat, and frankly, it's the only thing they do well. We will make sure your ballot is secure and your...
好，再往前进一下啊。
Remember, out their living guts and use their...
好，咱们从这里开始啊。
Nazis are daring, waiting there, spill their bombs, shoot them in the belly, and you put your hand into a bunch of goo that a moment before was your best friend's face. Nothing else from that. I don't want to get any messages saying that we are holding our position. Not holding anything. Let the undo that. We are advancing constantly, and we're not interested in voting on anything except the enemy. We're going to hold on to him by the nose, and we're going to kick him in the ass. We're going to kick the hell out of him all the time, and we're going to go through him like that through a goose. One thing thank God for him. 30 years from now, we are sitting on the fireside, the grandson of me. He asked you, what did you do in the Great World War II? You won't have to say, well, I shoveled shit with you.
Gentlemen, please welcome the founder of Moms for Liberty, Tiffany Justice, to lead us in today's invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today seeking your divine wisdom and guidance. Lord, we recognize that true wisdom comes from you alone. Help us to discern your will in our lives.
这是祈祷仪式。
May we seek to honor you, not just with our words, but through our actions each and every day. Father, we ask for a deep-rooted love for America in our hearts. We thank you for blessing us all to live in the United States of America. We thank you for our founding fathers, who by your guidance set the framework for our republic. We thank you for the people in attendance here today who love this country and ask you to protect it. We thank you, God, for our public servants and leaders who have heeded the call for a greater good and placed themselves in the service of the citizenry to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. Let us remember that this great land was built on the foundations of faith, hope, and love. May we strive to embody these values, shining your light in our communities and beyond. As we face the coming days, grant us the strength to stand firm in our beliefs and to act with integrity, reflecting your grace in every choice we make. We also lift up our leaders, especially President Trump. We pray for every candidate for school board, all the way to the Oval Office. Give them the wisdom, conviction, courage, and victory. We thank you for hope. We thank you for modern-day miracles. We all watched you spare President Trump from an assassin who will go down in history as a failure, while we give you the credit and honor for protecting this man who has promised to fight for the United States. Surround him with your protection and strength, Lord. Equip him with the wisdom needed to lead with the courage, stamina, compassion, and discernment that America needs right now. May he be filled with your spirit, making decisions that align with your purpose and that serve the best interests of all Americans. Our hearts are hurting. We hurt watching our children suffer. We see them being led astray in our schools. We mourn as they are abused, manipulated, and indoctrinated to accept lies instead of truth. Help us to be joyful warriors as we fight fiercely for them and their future. We are fighting to raise them as they should go. We fight through persecution, but we will not be stopped. Help us to be strong, joyful warriors as we fight for their future. We pray for safety and stability in our country. We yearn to return to a nation united in love for one another, not divided by hate and division. Finally, we ask for you to bless our country with faithful leaders. We pray for the candidates here today that they will gain victory in the polls, that voters will vote for these good men and women of integrity by a resounding margin. Be with our election workers. Bless us with a safe and fair election. We pray that as our people go to the polls, that you will deliver us a victory so great and wonderful all will be amazed at the work of your parents. We also thank you for what you're going to do in our future as we continue to serve you. Together, let us commit to praying for our country and acting in ways that glorify you. Thank you for being willing to forgive those who ask for forgiveness and to use every single person to work for you for good. May our lives be a testimony of your love and truth, inspiring others to turn towards you. We thank you for hearing our prayers, and we trust in your perfect plan. We pray and ask for all of this in your heavenly name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome retired members of the New York City Fire Department to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mary Milman to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see how
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Stood there on the tarmac watching you check your watch.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers. Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. He supplicated the U.S. on special immigrant visa.
Crunching new details of the murder of Georgia nursing student Lincoln Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. 2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Moore.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
18% of the economy is in extra lucrative. U.S. inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
The police say train day Aragua, which is linked with more than 100 criminal investigations here in the U.S., has now been found operating its criminal enterprise in apartment complexes. Legal last person in the room? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage comedian, roaster, and host of the Kill Tony podcast, Tony Hinchcliffe.
Madison Square Garden, how we feeling, huh? Wow, isn't this special? 17 years ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world. The American dream, alive and well, right here. This is very different than where I'm used to performing, though. I'm used to nighttime with people drinking, not so many babies in the crowd, and people that are obviously only here for Lee Greenwood tonight. Normally, I don't make my political beliefs a known thing. It's divisive for a comedian to do that, but just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for. When I lay down and my head hits my pillow, it is a fantastic pillow, by the way. Just staying at the Four Seasons up by Central Park one night, and I laid my head down, and it felt so good, and I thought to myself, what an amazing pillow. I have a little bit of money now. I could buy a good pillow. And I took the pillowcase off, and there it was. My pillow, my pillow, my pillow. And damn it, I bought 4 of them. And if you use the promo code KILLTONY, you can also buy 4 my pillows. There's serious stuff happening, people. I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to see California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen. And that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades. It's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. These Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And, used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. I think we're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This is exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right. Very good. I like it. I have other policies that I think should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah. So many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson. Feels good in there. The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Okay, that's what you guys want. Alright, heck yeah. That's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys this is a grody little morning crowd, huh? It's tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here. It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean, all these pointless wars. It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible. Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars? When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. You also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we're having fun now. We're cooking. Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today. Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime. And she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns. Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming. By the way, if I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't. I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right? He took it right in the ear. Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like, if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it. Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or Republican. right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed. If you're a Republican, he's redundant in show. It is. It's the best place to get shot. It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason. Right? There's just no, it heals fast. Nobody cares. It's the best place to get shot. He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then, I think I just won this shit. Stands up and says the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes. Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I gotta get the hell out of here. Like, you don't get my shoes. And then the fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID. Oh yeah. Go back. Look at the timeline of everything again. 3 days after that. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House, watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, it's true. Trump survived an assassination attempt and Biden got COVID. We vote next week. God voted 3 months ago. Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today. Unbelievable. Genius. You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space, the largest aircraft ever. Fires it off into space, and then parallel parks it back to planet Earth. Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly. Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man has my attention. Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi. But censorship is amongst us people. It's a very, very, very big deal. And I'm just here to say that you guys are for the right candidate. Tell your friends. Let's close it out. And let's make speech free again. Make America healthy again. Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California. Not only in this election, but in the World Series of Baseball, America's sport. I love you, New York. God bless New York. God bless America. Let's make it great again. I love you. Thank you. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring up our next speaker, please bring your attention to the video screens.
This is my medium in which I shall create, and this is my canvas, the front of the museum. The first, most important thing is called, or anyone else people try to do is, this is not a pro-war protest. This has to do with the increasing level of anti-Americanism. You keep the criminals in jail, now you're gonna keep you in jail. This line is to show respect and honor to those who died. They're shot in the f***ing head, protecting us. You try to take that f***ing blue line down. I'll take it till the day I die. When the towers came down, there was absolutely no doubt that feeling. It was gonna change my life. And it did. When somebody's complaining, it's so cold out, you're not addicted to traffic. And here I am, drinking with one of these guys who's got one arm, he's got a hook for another arm, and he's drinking a fucking beer, having a laugh with me, and he's not bitching about nothing. I just want to be the recipient of this year's VFW Americanism Award. This is Scott Tomato. That's it. I'm gonna paint a flag on a rooftop in every state near a military base. There's a veteran. We all fought for that flag in World War II. And today we want to see it flying. They will never, as long as I am alive, they will never take the American flag down. You want to find one? Then I will find out where you work, and I will find a building across the street and paint a flag 50 by 100 so you have to see it every day. Is astronomical. If everybody liked me, I'd be doing something wrong. My mother's advice, whatever you do with your life, as long as you believe it in your heart, and always take care of those less fortunate. My father's advice was, son, take
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage artist Scott Lebedo to do a live painting.
Before I create some art, I gotta say this. There's a lot of creative conservatives out there who've been in the closet all these years. I came out of that closet 40 years ago, and I got a lot of help from it. But now, you creative conservatives, it's a new world. Come out of the closet and get the balance back. Back in the 90s, I came to Manhattan to find my niche in the art world. And the art world didn't like me because I came from this place called Staten Island. Do I hear Staten Island in the house? The art world didn't like me because I like God, girls, and guns. The art world didn't like me because I refused to succumb to the America-hating isms of their agenda. And they said I'd never make it in their world. Fast forward 35 years, I'm standing on the greatest stage in the world. In the greatest city in the world. In the greatest country in the world. And I'm opening up for the greatest fucking president in the world! So, before I create this piece of art, I would just like to give the art world a little something. Out of here somewhere. Oh, here it is. BAM! Ladies and gentlemen, I give you
New York, New York.
side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
Trump's just outside of a fire station after leaving court. He's got pizza for the guys.
Former President Trump always promised to deliver, and he did just that today. He handed out pizzas to members of both the New York Fire and Police Departments.
This is the same fire station he visited in 2021 to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks.
He also visited the plaque that honors a Green Beret who was awarded the Medal of Honor during Trump's presidency.
They all love him because they remember what America was like under Donald Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage radio host Sid Rosenberg.
I guess I'll start with this. I can't fucking believe it. Madison Square Garden. I've been in this building many times. I've seen Mark Messier score game-winning goals. Ron Duguay score game-winning goals. Patrick Ewing make big baskets. Too young to remember Clyde and Frazier. Same building, of course, with Muhammad Ali, Billy Joel, and Frank Sinatra. A building made of champions and all-time greats. But ladies and gentlemen, don't confuse the issue. The greatest champion of all will be backstage in about an hour. He is the 45th and soon to be 47th President of the United States, the great Donald J. Trump. So, I just got back from Israel about 2 weeks ago. They love Trump in Israel, just so you know, they love him. They love him and Bibi, they love them both. I'm in Israel and had the opportunity to break the Yom Kippur fast with Bibi Netanyahu. What an amazing night that was. Crying with Israelis in the streets. They listen to me from Jerusalem. They want to do this like all of you listen to me, all of you. I get back and they go, Sid, you want to speak at this MSG thing? I go, sure. Out of character for me to speak at a Nazi rally. I was just in Israel, but I took the gig. She is some sick bastard, that Hillary Clinton, huh? What a sick son of a bitch. The whole fucking party, a bunch of degenerates, low-life Jew haters and low-lives. Every one of them. Every one of them. Look at my city. Look at my city. Yes, this building is beautiful. You're all beautiful. Look at you. But you can't walk outside past about 10 o'clock at night here. If you're a pretty woman like my beautiful wife Danielle out there somewhere, you're punched across the face just for walking down the street. Who did that? Bill de Blasio, Eric Adams, shitty Democrat mayors. Andrew Cuomo, Kathy Hochul, shitty Democrat governor. You got homeless and veterans, Americans, sleeping in their own feces on a bench in Central Park. But the fucking illegals, they got whatever they want, don't they? 5-star hotels, cash, probably get Yankee Dodger tickets tomorrow night. That's all about the Democrat bullpups. Whether it's blue cities, blue states, or a blue administration. There's only one person alive today that can fix all of it. Look at all your signs. He can fix it. Damn right he can fix it. That's President Donald J. Trump. I said to my dad when I was a little kid, I was born in 1967 before John F. Kennedy was assassinated. I couldn't understand until Thurman Munson died why grown men fought in the streets over Kennedy. And then they shot my friend President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. And I sat at the end of my bed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin before the RNC, and I cried. No, son, you would have meant to have a man like that scared the hell out of me. But as you've seen tonight already with just 2 speakers, And Muhammad Ali fought in this building instead of a greater fighter ever in the history of our country than the great Donald J. Trump. Give me some of that. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're 9 days away. 9 days away. It's really very, very simple. Really very, very simple. As I wrap this up, I get less time than comedians and painters. I don't know why. 9 days, it's very simple. You want to get cities like New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Chicago, Atlanta back. You want to get the great states like New York and California running like the United States used to run again. You want to get an administration that cares about the Jewish people, the American people, women, men, and so their armed services. There's only one choice to make. In 9 days, you fight, and you vote like your life depends upon it for our great president, President Donald J. Trump. So before this thing is all said and done today, do me a big favor, New York City. Show the world, New York, why we're still, why we're still the greatest city in the world, and tear the fucking roof off this place.
We cannot project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency. What started off as unlikely, impossible is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
Will the president actually fulfill the promises he made during the campaign? Securing the borders, foreign policy.
Now as a record is president is pretty impressive.
The FBI has executed an unprecedented search warrant at President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The president has both sides of the political aisles on the
dangerous and unstable moment in American history.
The Justice Department has just indicted former President Donald Trump.
7 years. They hated him, they targeted him, they hunted him.
This is the epitome of the abuse of the prosecutorial power to create political decision.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. The only crime that I've committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way, and I will never be moving. On November 5th, 2024, justice will be done. We will take back our country, and we will make America great again. America will always rise to every challenge and overcome every danger.
Donald Trump seems to always get stronger with challenge. These types of things, I think, give them strength.
When I'm reelected, I will totally obliterate the deep state.
As long as we have pride in our beliefs, courage in our convictions, and faith in our God, then we will not fail.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage attorney and senior advisor to President Donald J. Trump, Alina Hoppa.
to trigger Hillary Clinton. There you go, Hill. Are you ready to make history tonight and make some liberals cry? The world first got to know me on the courtroom steps right here in New York City. And they thought they could take the greatest president down through lawfare, with lawsuits, fake charges, raids, and endless investigations. They thought so, it's okay. They thought they could crush the man who built this city skyline. But they underestimated how hard President Trump would fight. This rally has rattled some of my favorite swamp creatures. Hey guys. They're now scrambling and trying to call us Nazis and fascists. And claiming, and you know what they're claiming, guys? It's very scary. They're claiming we're going to go after them and try and put them in jail. Well, ain't that rich? Kamala, you want to talk about a fascist? No one has ever voted for you to become the Democrat nominee. You see, I believe in something called the Constitution. And I believe in someone called God. And they tried to keep President Trump and his campaign in courtrooms being persecuted. But do you know what he did while he was in those New York courtrooms? He won the hearts and minds of the American people, all from this city. You see, the deep state, they underestimate how smart we are. And they want the American people to fall in line like a bunch of sheep. You know what they don't realize, New York? We're gonna be the ones herding sheep out of the White House on November 5th. Because Kamala Harris, you are getting evicted from my president's house. Let's not forget one thing. Kamala said she wouldn't change a damn thing. And look, it's okay. She must be proud of her records. She's got a lot of them. Record inflation, record crime, and record boarding crossings, with over 325,000 children who are being sex trafficked, murdered, and missing. Those are the records you hold, Kamala. My family, I love my family. And that's my family right there. By the way, where's my Trump Bedminster people? Let's go, Trump. Don't get me started on my boy Tampon 2. You know, Timmy, in the words of your wife, we are ready to turn the page on your indoctrination of our children, your tampons in boys' bathrooms, your deadly fentanyl pouring into our country through your wide-open borders, and your inflation that is crippling hard-working American people. He claims to champion women, that he pushes policies that under women, every single woman here. I mean, they can't even define what the hell a woman is. Get the hell out of here. They think we'll be fooled, that we'll believe their empty promises and be bribed with garbage like loan forgiveness and policies that will cost this country and my children's America trillions of dollars. But we are smarter than that, New York. This is the party of strength, resilience, and a voice that echoes around the world. Our voices cannot be silenced, and this movement will not be stopped. So when Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, Jack Smith, and the Harris-Biden administration came for my client, President Donald J. Trump, they didn't just come for him, they came for us. So on November 5th, New York, we are going to right this ship. In 9 days, you'll make the choice for an America that works for we the people, not the powerful. So, Nancy, it's time to sell your stocks. Take the cabal packing. The Clintons and Obamas can get out of our White House because America has had enough with you all. Bye now. In 9 days, it's your turn to cast a vote for the man who's been in the trenches with you, the man who gets back up every time they try and knock him down. They thought they could break us. They thought they could scare us. They thought they could jail us. And they thought they could kill him. But they don't know. What doesn't break you makes you stronger. New York, let's show them what we're made of. Let's take this all the way to the ballot box. Let's stand tall for our president, for our city, and for our nation, because New York, we don't just survive, we thrive. And on November 5th, Donald Trump will tell Kamala one very important thing. You are fired! I will see you at the polls. Let's make history together. God bless New York. God bless the USA. And God bless the greatest president this country has ever seen. President Donald J. Trump.
Further initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylums. I really don't know what he said at the end of those sentences. I don't think he knows what he said either. Kamala definitely government is on the decline, and is a rapid decline.
When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came into office, they inherited peace and prosperity. All they had to do was nothing. Just not screw it up.
I am radical. I do believe that we need to get radical.
You went from safe streets to record crime.
Are you for defunding the police?
How are you defining defund police?
We went from $2 gas to $4 gas.
Would you ban offshore drilling? Yes. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
We went from stable prices to record inflation.
They're killing us without killing us.
That is called Bidenomics.
The very first tax
was to be the border czar.
Do you guys visit the border?
Not today.
She's not going to have any border security.
I want a number. How many people have you let into this country?
Does anybody know? No.
We're in the middle of a war in this country. It is a war between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for.
We gotta let people know who brought it to them.
Are you going to think President Trump's policies on the economy would be better for your family? All right, so that is everybody.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world.
Afghanistan, yes. Were you the last person in the room? Yes.
It was because of Kamala Harris's failed leadership while you had people paying off the airplanes.
When Putin saw how incompetent we were, he said, wow, I'm now going to go into Ukraine.
This is what Russian President Vladimir Putin unleashed on Ukraine.
It's almost like they intentionally tried to set the Middle East on fire.
Hamas terrorists went door to door, slaughtering anyone they could find.
I'll tell you what, we had a safe world. Now we have a very, very dangerous world. We're going to get rid of these people that have destroyed our country.
He's doing this for one reason and one reason alone.
It is a rescue mission for the American dream.
Trump's rescue mission, saving America.
This is a rescue mission. We'll make America great again, greater than ever before.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage CEO of 10X, Grant Cardone.
Hello, New York. How you guys doing? And to everybody that's online right now, you're on, I guess you're on the internet, consuming content that Donald Trump has just literally taken control of the internet the last 5 days since the finish. That's where this game will be won. My name is Grant Cardone. I'm an educator, small business owner, and a real estate investor. And in February of this year, I came to this great city to make a real estate investment and had to discontinue the deal because of a scumbag liberal judge coming out with a $454 million judgment against Donald Trump. No, it needs to be bigger than that. Because, folks, here's the deal. I'm telling my wife I have to cancel these deals. She says, why? I said, because if they can do this to a former president, a man that lived in this city, that built this skyline, what can they do to me? What will they do to you? This one decision, by the way, will cost this city, the city of New York, hundreds of billions of dollars of lost tax revenues. Have you guys ever noticed? Go to any of these blue Democratic liberal cities, have you noticed that where they go, everything is more expensive? Everything. For instance, New York City, you have the highest rents in the country. You have the highest home prices in the country. You have the highest food prices, the highest transportation, and the most crime. And your politicians want more taxes, not less. This is insanity, folks. Okay? Why do the politicians in blue cities want to raise your taxes? Because they live off your taxes. This is how they get paid. And that brings me to Timmy. Timmy and Kamala. No, bigger than that. Come on. They're going to ruin this country, folks.
can see their incompetence. They're complete tools of the elites. They're mere puppets. That's right, puppets. And a little common sense. Who's got a little common sense in the room? Just a little bit. And literally the math of a 5-year-old tells you that their policies don't add up. Common sense. For one, she wants to add 87,000 employees to the IRS.
好，朋友们，这个现在川普总统出场了啊，咱们就不看他们了啊，直接看这个川普总统出场啊。
The commission
整个集会现在要达到高潮，川普总统登场。
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much to a very popular former First Lady, hopefully First Lady again. And I just want to say a very big hello to a special place, New York, and to an incredible arena, Madison Square Garden. Incredible. And then we have all of the people that could fill it up 10 times. You take a look at outside what's going on all the way down to the river, the beautiful, beautiful Hudson River. They're outside watching this now at levels that nobody's ever seen before. They've never had it. And I want to thank Jim Dolan. He's been incredible. He's been just incredible. The job they've done. Job they've done. Thank you. But I'm thrilled to be back in the city I love, and thousands of proud, hard-working American patriots. You're with me. We're all together. We've always been together. And I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote in this election, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country. And I will bring back the American dream. We need the American dream to come back home. Our country will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, or whether we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We will achieve success that no one can imagine. We will have the strongest economy, the most secure borders, the safest cities, the most powerful military, the best trade deals, and we will dominate the frontiers of science, medicine, business, technology, and space. And I'm asking you to be excited about the future of our country again. I'm asking you to dream big again. We're going to dream big again. We haven't been dreaming big at all. This will be America's new golden age. It's going to happen quickly, too, very quickly. Every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. Next Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala Harris that you've done a terrible job, that crooked Joe Biden has done a terrible job. You've destroyed our country. We're not going to take it anymore. Kamala, you're fired. Get out, get out. You're fired. Early voting is underway in every swing state, and we are setting all-time records. They're voting, I tell you what. I don't want to talk about it, but we have to keep it going. You got to get out and vote. We just have to get out. And who would have thought this was going to happen? We're leading in every swing state. But it doesn't mean a thing. It only means how are we doing at the end. So look, we have 9 days from now. And we're going to defeat Kamala Harris, and we're going to win back the beautiful White House. And we're going to make America great again, and it's going to happen fast. Thank you. In less than 4 years, Kamala Harris has shattered our middle class. She cast the deciding votes that launched the worst inflation in the history of our country. She cost the typical American family over $3,000 in a short period, but over $30,000 over the last 3 years. She killed 50,000 manufacturing jobs this year alone. Now Kamala wants to raise the typical family taxes by nearly $3,000 a year and impose a 33% tax hike on all domestic production. If Kamala Harris gets 4 more years, our economy can never recover. If I win, we will quickly build the greatest economy in the history of the world. Which is what we had in our last term. We will rapidly defeat inflation, and we will very simply make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable. Right? I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses, and we will have no tax on tips. No tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. And I'm announcing a new policy today that I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time that they were recognized, right? They add so much to our country and are never spoken of, ever, 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 but they're going to be spoken of now. Thank you all very much. I'll also make interest on car loans fully tax deductible, but only for cars made in America. Have to be made in America. And we will achieve energy independence, and we will do something. We want it so badly. We're going to do something. You know what we're going to do? Front row Joes. You know, I got front row Joes here. I got the ladies from North Carolina, number 249. This is the 200, and you look so beautiful. We have a lot of people, they followed us, but we're going to do something. The ladies can tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drill a baby drill. And I will terminate the Green New Scam, and we'll cut your energy prices in half, 50%, within 1 year from January 20th. Is the fake news hearing that? Whoa! Look how much. Wow, that's a lot of fake news. That is a lot of fake news. Look at that. Wow. That's got to be a record, Mr. Speaker. I think that's a record. That is a lot of fakers back there. To bring back millions of jobs, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, and free access to the best and biggest market on the planet. Remember this, if we keep going like this, we won't have the biggest and the best. We won't have a market, we won't have a country. But only for those who make their product here in the USA and hire American workers for the job. And if these companies don't make their products here, then they will pay a very stiff tariff when they send their products into the United States for the privilege of competing with our workers and our now protected companies. We're going to protect our companies. They're not leaving anymore. They're not leaving anymore. We're also going to pass the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act, meaning if China or any other country charges us 100 or 200% tax or tariff, we will then charge them a 100 or 200% tax or tariff. It's called an eye for an eye. And I will never apologize for defending America. I will protect our workers. I will protect our jobs. I will protect our borders. I will protect our great families, and I will protect the birthright of our children to live in the richest and most powerful nation on the face of the earth. As we rescue our economy, I will also restore our borders. There's never been anything like it. It's bigger than inflation. it's bigger than the economy. What they're doing to our country, they're allowing criminals from all over the world to enter our country. Over the past 4 years, Kamala Harris has orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has ever inflicted upon our people. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of migrant gangs who are waging a campaign of violence and terror against our citizens. There has never been anything like it anywhere in the world for any country. Kamala has imported criminal migrants from prisons and jails, insane asylums and mental institutions from all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo. A lot of people are coming from the Congo prisons. They're coming from all over the world. Over the last month, 181 countries violated our laws. And she has resettled them into your communities to prey upon innocent American citizens. But the day I take the oath of office, the migrant invasion of our country ends and the restoration of our country begins. One of the deadliest and most vicious migrant gangs that Kamala has imported into our country is the savage Venezuelan prison gang. Nice group of people. They got together in prison, the worst prison in the world, they say. It's called Tren de Aragua. And that is taking over apartment complexes and unleashing a violent killing spree all over America, and especially in Aurora, Colorado, where we have a governor who's petrified of them, and maybe he should be. But now they've even taken over Times Square. Take a look.
Orders, deadly consequences.
Border crisis. Record high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America. It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
When people talk about lack of crime, this is what they're talking about.
San Antonio, Texas, just one of the latest cities to have apartment complexes taken over by members of the Venezuelan gang.
Biden and Harris had created a program to bring in under humanitarian parole.
I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE. Yeah, we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder of Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was paroled and released into the
这就是这个拜登、哈里斯开放边境，放进这些非法移民，包括罪犯在内，对美国人民造成身体和财产的伤害。这是这些报道。
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month are members of a Venezuelan street gang.
The men threatened to cut off her fingers if she did not cooperate. Manuel Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
A Peruvian gang leader who is wanted for 23 murders, who was arrested by Border Patrol near Roma, Texas, then released into America.
That's who we're allowing into our country. We're not going to have a country any longer. That's who we're allowing in. The United States is now an occupied country, but it will soon be an occupied country no longer. Not going to be happening. Not going to be happening. November 5th, 2024, 9 days from now, will be Liberation Day in America. It's going to be Liberation Day. On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history to get the criminals out. I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded and conquered, and we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail. We're going to kick them the hell out of our country as fast as possible. And to expedite removals of Tren de Aragua and other savage gangs like MS-13, which is equally vicious, I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Think of that. That's how far back. That's when they had law and order. They had some tough ones. Think of it, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. You hear that, Mr. Speaker? Get ready. To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. And there are lots of them. We don't have the same country anymore, you know that. And you know, when you look at the polls and they say about the economy and they have all these different things, the worst nightmare that we're facing is what they've done to us on our borders. We had the safest border in the world. In fact, there's a chart, which I hope they have, because I didn't tell them I wanted it, but there's a chart that I love very much because I wouldn't be here without it. That's it. I love it. I'm in love with it. I love that chart. Even if it had bad numbers, I would have loved that chart, but it doesn't. It has great numbers. And if you look at the arrow on the bottom, you'll see that was the day I left office. That was the lowest illegal immigration that we've ever had in recorded history, the recorded history of our country. And then look at it. It was like an Elon Musk rocket ship. Look at what happens. Look at what happened after that. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer. Under Kamala, America is a sanctuary for criminals and for illegal aliens that are in our country illegally. I will immediately ban all sanctuary cities in the United States. Kamala's gross incompetence disqualifies her from being president of the United States of America. She is grossly incompetent. All you have to do is look at her interviews, look at what she did the other night on fake news CNN. Just take a look. She couldn't answer a question. She's unfit for office. Everyone knows it. No one respects her. No one trusts her. No one takes her seriously. Everyone knows she is a very low IQ individual. From humiliating our country in Afghanistan to the war in Ukraine, to the nightmare on our border, to her inflation catastrophe, all done in conjunction with Sleepy Joe. But he was largely sleeping, wasn't he? After 4 o'clock, it's time to go to bed. To his and her egregious hurricane response, the worst response in North Carolina and other states since Katrina, but I think it was even worse than Katrina. They haven't even responded in North Carolina. They haven't even responded. There's nobody. They don't see any FEMA. You know why? They spent their money on bringing in illegal migrants. So they didn't have money for Georgia and North Carolina and Alabama and Tennessee and Florida and South Carolina. They didn't have any money for them. They spent all of their money on bringing in illegal immigrants and flying them in by beautiful jet planes. They flew in. We just found out about a year and a half ago. Remember, we said, what's going on? Those planes, a lot of planes going over there. What are they? They would fly them into the middle of our country, our beautiful, beautiful country. And you know what happened? You take a look at Springfield, Ohio. Think of this. Where 30,000 illegal migrants were put into a town of 50,000 people. No place can withstand that. Or take a look at Aurora in Colorado. Colorado is going to vote for us. You know why? Typically, they go a little bit the other way. Of course, with their voting system, I'm not so sure about that. But you know why? Because they tried to throw the leading candidate of both parties, meaning me. I was leading both parties off the ballot. And the people of Colorado, including Democrats, are very angry about it. They are a threat to democracy, to use their term. Isn't it nice to have somebody that's your president that doesn't need a teleprompter? We haven't been on teleprompter for a long time. I haven't been on this teleprompter. No, it is nice. You saw the other day where Kamala got a little stuck on the teleprompter, went a little bad, it stopped on her. You have to be, if you're a politician, you have to be able to handle that. Remember? You have to do the weave, he says. You got to do more than the weave. But it happens a lot as a politician. It happens. We have so many politicians here, great ones. Really great. Some are not so good, but great ones. And when Newt, or when the Speaker, or when Tommy Tuberville, who's here someplace, the great senator from Alabama, or when any one of our literally 75, by the way, should I introduce all of them by name? I should. Should I? No? Yes? I don't know. It's a lot. Speaker, should I? I don't know. Will they be angry? Yeah, they will. It's a lot of introducing, right? Let's keep going with this speech, huh? But when you have when you're in this profession, I have a friend who wanted to come in. I said, do you like speaking? Well, I do, but I have a great fear of speaking. I said, don't be a politician. If you have a fear of speaking, don't be a politician. But one thing you have to know is that no matter how good your people are that operate this machinery, it's going to break. And you're going to be out there all by yourself a lot. And you got to be able to do so. 3 weeks ago, she was saying there was only 32 days left, right? And she's reading it like, there's 32 days, and it stopped. And she went, there's 32 days. 32, 32. And I was watching. I said, this isn't pretty. 32. She was gone. And then, damn it, it kicked back on. She was gone. We've had it. Happens a lot. And don't forget, you got all those people back there. Now, they don't talk about her. But if that ever happened, it happens all the time. I was campaigning in Ohio for a very, very Bernie Moreno. He's doing a good job. I think he's maybe going to win in Ohio. The problem he's got, his opponent, Sherrod Brown, he's taking ads in like he's my best friend. He never votes for me. He's not my best friend. Ohio's been very friendly to Trump. We win it all the time by a landslide. But the opponent is taking ads. I got 4 of them. I think we have 4 of them, right? They're taking ads. All of a sudden, they love Trump. We agree with Trump on tariffs. We agree with Trump on the border. We love Trump. And they're Democrats. Their friends calling up. Did they switch to the Republican Party? But it happened with Bernie Moreno. I was in Ohio to try and get him over the initial primary hump, and it was 45-mile-an-hour winds, and these suckers were blowing like, you ever try reading a teleprompter where it's moving about 2 feet in each? But I didn't have to worry about that because even worse, they ended up blowing off the stage a lot of it. So I'm now in the first sentence, and I got 28,000 people and millions of people watching on television. I got no teleprompter. And did I do a good job, Mr. Speaker? And he won. And he won, huh? Thank you, Matt. And he won. And so you're up there all alone. We don't go 32, 32, 32. Oh, my God, whatever. Kamala Harris is a train wreck who has destroyed everything in her path. To make her president would be a gamble with the lives of millions and millions of people. She would get us into World War III. We're very close to World War III. If you don't have a smart president, if you don't have a president that gets it, if you don't have a president that is respected by the other side, and they did respect us 4 years ago, they really respected us. Iran was broke. They had no money. Russia wouldn't have played with us at all. Russia would have never gone into Ukraine. Israel, October 7th, would never, ever have happened. Would never have happened. All those people would be alive right now. Those people that were killed on that horrible day. But if you don't have a president that gets it, you know what else you wouldn't have had? You wouldn't have had that, the most embarrassing day in the history of our country, in my opinion, Afghanistan, the way they, not that they got out, we were getting out, but we were going to get out with dignity and strength. We got out. An embarrassment, the likes of which this country has never suffered. And because of that, Putin looked at us and they probably figured we were a paper tiger, and he went into Ukraine, and the rest is history. It would have never happened with us. And you wouldn't have had any inflation. We had the best economy, but we had no inflation. And inflation has destroyed a lot of seniors on fixed income, and a lot of people in this room have been virtually destroyed by inflation. You wouldn't have had inflation. They screwed up our energy, and it went up so much. And then they started spending far too much money on things like the Green New Scam, which are just a scam, just a complete scam. They actually admitted that, if you think about it. But she would get us into World War III because she's incompetent, can't do the job, unfit for it, and then all of your sons and daughters will end up getting a little notice. They'll say, Mom, Dad, what is this little green piece of paper? Ay, darling, that's a draft notice. They're drafting you to go and fight in some country that I've never heard this country. I've never heard of this country before. Oh, no, I don't want my baby to fight. I don't want my baby to be killed. What they did in Afghanistan with those 13 great soldiers, I've gotten to know the parents so well, and leaving all of that equipment behind, and leaving Americans behind, and many, many people with no legs and no arms, all because of incompetent people. But we.
好，朋友们，这期节目呢，2个多小时了，已经够长的了。我们呢就观看到这个地方啊。如果你想继续观看呢，可以在我的本期节目下边我把链接放在那里啊，你可以去更多的观看啊。好，那么本期节目呢，我们就到这个地方，感谢朋友们的观看，感谢你对我的节目的支持，我们下期节目再见。